Hypernova, escape from Hydia. Is it worth a buy? Let's read the words, guys, of the developer, and then I'll tell you if they measure up to the game. Hypernova, Escape from Hydia is a charming open-world single-player RTS loaded with quirky characters, beautiful planetary design and a healthy dollop of humour. It combines classic resource management, technology research and civilization building with intuitive tower defense gameplay. Do not switch off because I mentioned the fateful words tower defense. I did say tower defense, I do apologise. That is normally the cue for a few thousand people to just leave, but wait, this isn't a tower defense game. This is a first person shooter. Mac, it's not, it's a tower defense game. Alright, off. It's a tower defense game, go on. Yeah, go on, see ya. Bye. Goodbye. Don't let the door slam you in the as on the way. Just get on with it. So what is Hypernova? Well, it's a tower defense RTS colonize escape game that I think is on tablets, and this is the PC version. I could be wrong about that, but I can't be bothered to research it because it's irrelevant. It makes no difference whether it's been on a tablet or not. One of my favourite tower defense games of all time came from tablet. It's called Ancient Planet. It's a brilliant tower defense game. So it's irrelevant. I don't give a flying sausage if it's been on tablets or what. It's how good is the game. Is it worth the £20 they're asking for it, or is it not? So let's get on with it. You're trying to save the indigenous population of this planet because the planet's going to blow up, and so you have to build this warp gate. Bridge thing. So to do that you need these special resources which are very hard to get, and to get them you have to venture deep into the huge map to actually get them. And to stop you doing that is these creatures who live in lairs, and lairs are scattered around the map, and as you explore the map you will uncover lairs, and when you uncover a lair they will start spawning waves of monsters that will come straight at your base to wreck it. So you have to be able to defend yourself with the many different types of turret that you can buy in this game and upgrade. But everything comes through the research tree. And to open up the research tree, you do get a few basic unlocks at the beginning, but to get into anything of value in the research tree, you need to up your population. And this is the thing that I like about the game. The research tree opens up at key population growth points. I think the first one is 6,000 population. Now you can build a crib, which essentially is a building that builds your population up. But I think standard crib will only go to 1,000. But you can build a lot of different buildings that you can put in range of the crib to boost the number that will hold, and also the speed at which the number of people go up. So you need these like areas that are like colony areas, population areas, where you will have, say, a food supply, a water supply, a leisure supply, an education supply, relaxation supply, and you put all these buildings in the one area and then you surround it with cribs, so you will get the maximum number of people per crib going in at the fastest possible speed you can, and that will massively boost your population. And you have to do that to get all the way up to over 100,000 people, which is going to take you a hell of a long time. And to make matters worse, you're going to have to defend that because, like I said, you're going to uncover lairs just opening up the map big enough for you to build these big population centres. And the more map you open up, the more lairs you're going to come across. And I've already told you what the lairs do. You can destroy the lairs by building a special kind of mortar gun. But again, it comes at a price. You've got to get the right amount of population to do that. And so you can see the kind of way you have to progress in this game. You've got to balance your population growth with your defenses. But there's a lot of other things going on besides that. You've got to get resources. Resources come in different nodes in this game that you can mine. I can't remember what they're called. They've got weird alien names, but basically there's three main types: yellow, red and green, that you have to resource to build your basic structures and your advanced structures. You do that by drilling the actual ores. Now normally you'll get about 2,000 ore per node, but when that's depleted your drill stops and the node replenishes over time. I think it takes about 45 real minutes to replenish the node back up to maximum again, and then you can re-drill it again, which is really neat. I love that. And if you need an emergency supply, you can switch your drill on any time. So even if it's only sort of replenished half of the node, you can switch your drill on and drill it out again. It's great stuff. The gunfire and the turrets are great. The sound excellent. They look really cool when they're firing. You've got AoE plasmas, you've got freeze things, you've got flame turrets, you've got machine gun kind of laser turrets, you've got shotgun turrets, and like I said, you can upgrade all of them to be bigger and better. There is a little upgrade bug at the minute. When you try to upgrade more than 3 or 4 turrets at a time, it will stop you upgrading, and the only way to fix that is to get a turret and make it move, which I'll come to in a second, and then we redeploy the turret, and that kind of resets it. The developers are aware of it, and I just read on the forums today that they're fixing it this week, so I don't know why I even mentioned it. It'll probably be fixed by the time you play the game if you buy it. So coming to the movement of the turrets, this is another great thing. When you build any kind of structure in this game, you fly it out to where you want it to be, and then you deploy it. Once it's deployed, you can move it again. You can move it any way you like. But what you have to be careful of is the power and purple fog when you're building new structures. You see, the purple fog is highly corrosive and will start damaging your buildings over time. So it's in fact, I don't even think they work in the purple fog. So you have to have these air purifiers that you drop down, which will suck up all the purple fog around that area. They need to be powered, so you have to power it from your main spaceship. And at the beginning of the game, you don't have a lot of power. I think it's about 2,000 power, if that, when you first start out. And to spread your base around, you make relays, which you place, which relay the power from your mothership to the nearby structures. So you expand out by making all these relays and purifiers. Now, as your population goes up, that's how you unlock all the different things that I mentioned earlier on in the review. And one of the main things that you'll unlock is the mothership power. You can boost that massively in the tech tree. The tech tree is huge. Once you've built a research and building, you get access to the tech tree and you can research all kinds of stuff. But like I said before, these are all dependent on your population. That will be a target. So for example, to unlock the next level of power for your mothership, you need 6,000 population, and then I think after that it goes to 15,000 and things like that. So you have to be constantly upgrading your cribs. Well, not upgrading your cribs, building more cribs, which requires more land. And the land in this game, as you can see, is bumpy. It's got rocks and trees, craters, so it is hard to find the right land to build on, which adds a lot of strategy to the game. And speaking of the strategy, to build the actual bridge, the teleport bridge to get off the planet, you need to find these special resources, and they're all over the map, but it's not really feasible to uncover the whole map. It is huge, this map. It's almost as big as AAA publisher Lies. So what you have to do is you kind of have to build your base and then expedite out to the resource fields, moving forward slowly with your turrets, smashing up the layers, avoiding layers if you can, until you can get the ore, then get the hell out of there. And you've got all kinds of towers to help you do that. You've got repair towers, you've got special towers that will stop your buildings from taking damage in the fog. You will have meteor strikes coming down, so you build a tower that will detect meteor strikes. And there's tornadoes, there's lots of natural phenomena, there's volcanoes and everything on this planet that will hinder your progress. So there's a lot going on in this game, a hell of a lot going on. It's quite a deep game. There's a bit of micromanagement, but it is really slow. It doesn't even have a speed boost button, so you're playing it at the slow speed all the time. But I kind of like that because I can just kind of relax, you know, and just chill while I'm playing it. I've never felt rushed once playing it, even when I was getting attacked by 3 layers at a time, and I never felt like I was stressed. It was just a really easy going game to play. It's not difficult to pick up. It's got a good tutorial, but it's quite hard. It is. I don't know what it's like on medium, but on normal level it can be quite hard. I've lost a few buildings, but it takes meticulous planning, which is what I like in a good tower defense RTS game. Is it worth £20? Well, I don't know. I mean, old Meg will give you a lot for £20, guys. I think they've kind of overpriced. I think this should have been a $14.99 game, guys. I like it. It is a good game. There's no denying that. And the fact that it might have come from a tablet is irrelevant. It still plays well on the PC, and it is a very enjoyable game. I've already sunk 9 hours into it, and I really do enjoy it. But I was quite surprised this is £20. I kind of expected it to be around a $14.99. The good news is Greenman Gaming sell this, and it is on their site, and you can get it 20% off in the VIP section. If you click the link in the description, you can support the channel. If you do that as well, I'll get a slight commission from them. But I'm going to thumb this down simply because in my heart of hearts, I do think it's overpriced. It is a good tower defense game, don't get me wrong, but tower defense games, you know, if you're going to go into the £20, you need to have multiplayer really. You need to have co-op. This has neither. It's completely single player. And I think that is just a bridge too far, guys, for £20. But it is a good game, and if you're a tower defense fan, I would grab it. I really would. The thumb up or thumb down is, you know, not really what it's all about. You've got to listen to what I've been saying, and it is a really fun game to play if you're a tower defense fanatic.